Hi and welcome back to the channel. So today I went to some charity shops, as you can see here, but I didn't find much of anything in any. I did, however, find Dying Light on the Xbox One from this charity shop for only £2, so I definitely picked that one up. I then popped into Cash Converters and had a quick look at all the games that they had in there, but to be honest they were very overpriced on a lot of the games, so unfortunately on this occasion I didn't pick up any of the games from Cash Converters. I then headed to Games Galaxy in Concert, which is a video game, retro game mega store, and I did have a look in here to see what they had. So this is me just showing you around the store. So this is all the Lego bits, the Famicom, the NES bits, the little Super Nintendo there, some cartridges, some loose ones. Then there were some Sega Saturn bits, which look quite cool to be honest. Then some Sega Master System bits. We then go on to the Game Boy Color. As you can see, there's some good titles in there like Pokemon Diamond and F-Zero, some Japanese bits. There's Konoha 2. Then we head on to the N64 bits, some boxed N64, quite a lot of boxed N64 to be honest. There's Zelda there, some loose N64 cartridges, the gold N64. We're then back onto some more Game Boy Color bits. We then go on to some Japanese, I think PS1 games, if I'm correct. Some Japanese Famicom games. Then we move on to some Japanese Mega Drive games. Then move on to the Mega Drive games. They have their Mega Drive there, some boxed Mega Drive games, quite a lot of boxed Mega Drive games, Terminator on the Mega Drive. Move on to the Dreamcast, do some Dreamcast games, the Dreamcast pad, some loose discs. We then move on to some more Japanese games and some PlayStation 1 games, a few more PlayStation 1 games. And then moving on to the Super Nintendo games, so we've got Pack Attack, Mario's Mission, Adventure Island, what else have we got? Asterix, Pitch Soccer, Starwind, Flashback. We've got the mini SNES set at the bottom as well. We then move on to the GameCube, some GameCube games, Wallace and Gromit, Rogue Leader, Super Mario Sunshine, We then move on to the Wii things. So there's Wii nunchucks, there's Wii games, there's Switch games, some more Switch games. There's a few nice displays in there as well. We then move on to the Xbox and Xbox 360 part of the shop. As you can see, there is a lot of games in here. We then move on to all the Xbox One games. So as you can see, there's a big wall of Xbox One games. Quite a few good titles there. We then move on to the cabinet. So you've got Death Smiles on the Xbox 360, and you've got a Street Fighter arcade stick in there, PlayStation 1 Mini, another arcade stick at the bottom, some figures, PlayStation 2 controllers. We then move on to the PlayStation 1 games. As you can see, there is a lot of PlayStation 1 games, so if you're into PlayStation 1, I'd consider checking out this shop. We then move on to PlayStation 2 games. As you can see, there's a lot of PlayStation 2 games also. Move on to the PlayStation 3 games. As you can see, there's quite a lot of PlayStation 3 games also. Quite a few good titles. Final Fantasy 13 too, sorry. Skyrim, which is a great game. You've got Ratchet and Clank. You then move on to like a cabinet full of the more expensive PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games. We then move on to the PlayStation 4 games. Some good games from there. You've got Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, you got Crash. What else do you have? You've got a Final Fantasy Type 0 limited edition box there. Some more PlayStation 4 games. We then move on to the PlayStation 5 games. And now on to my favourite part, the Wii games. So you see some good titles there. You've got Zelda, you have some GameCube games, Shark Tale. You've got a lot of Wii games. You've got Wii U games. Then we move on to the Switch games, which is good. There's a good selection of Switch games. We have Pokemon, Bendy and the Ink Machine. You have Dead by Daylight. Quite a few limited edition ones at the top. We then move on to the Nintendo DS and the Nintendo 3DS. Obviously at the moment I'm just trying to collect for the Nintendo consoles, but also looking for other ones too. We then move on to the Game Boy Color games and the Game Boy Advance games, some accessories. Also we have in the shop some Pokemon cards, so if you're into Pokemon, then there's a few booster sets in here. Then move on to the cabinet, which has got the Nintendo Game & Watches, Nintendo 3DS XLs, DSi's, 2DS's, 3DS games, Game Boy games, to the seating area with the telly if you want to play retro games. We then went to CeX. So here we are in the window. We have some good games in there like Silent Hill on the PlayStation 1, Papa the Rapper. We've got Mario 30 Year Door, which is still really expensive, £125. Some nice little Assassin's Creed bits in there, some SNES games, Mega Drive, there's the Paper Mario 30 Year Door.